lot of times I'm driving, there's nothing to do, and I shuffle through the radio before I unglue. There's a lot of red on ways, it's traffic, I'm screwed, and I'm wired a bit different than a regular dude. It's not a bad thing, I embrace it, it's true. The radio don't stimulate brain chemistry fluid. The Buddha found nirvana and the Four Noble Truths. Through a meditative process, right action he proved. For me, I require the use of a tool, a detector, pin, pointer, shovel, and beach scoop. I'm meant to work the dirt with my history crew, but everywhere I look, my interest taboo. Most people choose Bieber over Tippecanoe. What does a detectorist listen to when the radio is full of bad music and news? I need an alternative for me to peruse. Beyond Sight and Sound gets fantastic reviews. A metal detecting show where my thought bubble brews. Thank you, Josh Kimmel, for inviting me to a detecting dork out with guests like yours truly.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll take a great deal for you.
High passion rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
That's right. The fine print's out of the way. It's time to roll with the show, and I'm trying to keep everything moving smoothly. I'm here. I'm back. I'm still alive, I think. Oh, the Bills are in. Chuck, Shannon, Janet, Mike, Scott, Crazy Spider in the house as well. Looks like they're dropping in, definitely. And we have had plenty of infield reports you could say. Definitely. We've had plenty of people down there at the hunt. We've been hearing back from quite a number of them. Scott and John and Frank and Chuck and DA. Been hearing a little bit from them too. And it sounds like the decision was unanimous. If anyone sees Brian Monroe complaining that he doesn't win anything, please forward that information on to your other shows. Because I think everyone has said that from the haul that he took in raffles and prizes and the such, that, well, we'll just say he may be banned from contests. Oh, but seriously, all joking aside, it sounds like Brian had himself quite the haul. I've heard of at least 2 detectors and a gold nugget, which apparently came along with a gold pan. So, very, very cool. Although I have not heard, and I have been kind of poking around diligently, maybe Mark knows and he can put it in the chat, who won, well, actually, 3 things. Who won Gary Penta's Jeep? Who won the dive watch with Mother of Pearl face from Adventures in History? And did the Adventures in History raffle bring in enough that there was a second watch added? Good questions. Inquiring minds want to know. Well, I want to know anyway. And I would say the gold pan could quite possibly still be a little, just a touch much of a sore subject for Barb. Who knows? See, Mike Boyle's in as well. Very cool. Very cool. Anyway, Florida Hunt 8 recap tonight. We'll have Chuck and the gang probably joining us here in a few minutes, I imagine. I see Chuck's in the chat and Crazy Spider's in the chat, so I know the celebrities around as well. Quite the well-known person this weekend, so to speak. And congratulations to him. First and foremost, though, links in the description and in the chat. Shooters and Prospectors, A.I.P, DETECTEES, TheRingFinders, Extreme Scoops, Terry Shannon's website, Nokta Makro website, The Legend Launch video, Ohio Metal Detecting NYC, Detect Ed Outdoors, All Metal Militia, Crazy Spider Adventures, all on YouTube. I on Facebook, Metal Detecting Central Illinois on Facebook, The Relic Hunter, Ohio, Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound, Facebook groups. That should fairly cover it. Don't forget Detect America. You can find the links in the description and get to their group through the Electrolysis Bootcamp videos, or search Facebook for Detect America, where you can catch Frank and the gang live Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, although not tomorrow. quite possibly. There's a very good probability that they will be busy tomorrow. But I'm sure when they get back to their regular schedule, they will be doing a recap of Florida Hunt 8 as well. And likewise, so will Shelly and Dawn over on Can You Dig It? Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern also. So we do have that as well. And where did my lines go? Oh, okay, they're there. My lines are there. Yes, they are.
There?
I am. Can you hear me
we
now?
go. How you doing, Josh?
A little cooler than you guys.
Well, yeah, it was like 77 here today. It was a pretty nice day. Yesterday, it was quite cool. I mean, at the hunt, there was a breeze and it was a cool morning, but it turned out good and it was a very great day.
Nice.
But you got a group. I'm just going to let you know who all's sitting here. I have Crazy Spider.
Well, there's a celebrity.
And one and only Frank Juarez, the Lockmaster.
Yep, there's a celebrity.
Scott McClory and myself.
Oh, Scott's there too.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Nice. Well, everybody's in good company then.
Yeah, we're having a good time, Josh. It's Frank.
Yeah, the Lockmaster. Which
If that's Frank. His name is no longer Frank. He's Mr. Celebrity.
That's right. I did make sure to mention that at the beginning.
1838 to 18 something British law.
Oh wow, fantastic!
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we had quite the hunt. We had great prizes won. Some close calls on somebody winning the prize but picked the wrong box.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And
well, you know that's
the winner was cordial.
Okay, real quick, I'm doing a relay on any questions being asked. So, first question of the night is from Ohio Relic Hunter. John, what are you all drinking? Well, I think
What aren't you drinking?
I think everybody knows what we're drinking. We got Tony Fazoli with us, and we know what gets made with rhubarb.
Right. Yeah. Right there in the lock shack.
Yeah. Yes. But and Brian gave
Monroe.
the ladies first choice on the remaining boxes there. I'm clearing this story up right now, and she picked the one that she wanted, and he took the last one, and well, it's history.
People are just going to have to explain that sometimes when things are suggested, it's not always an evil trap.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes people trap themselves.
Gold pan kit.
That's right.
She's not a loser. She won the gold pan kit.
With quite a bit of concentrates.
And a gentleman won the gold pan and concentrates. I mean, they all came away with great prizes.
There's a lot of amazing prizes.
Yes, it was crazy. It was crazy. So much, and it went on. The drawings went on a long time.
We got a chopper overhead.
Right.
They're coming for you, Frank.
Yep, they're out there. They want the celebrity spotlight.
The weather was good.
Yeah, from the go lives, it looked like things were very good.
Yep, the attendance was awesome. Some nice things come up as usual, scattered, but a few things were found. And some other sites yielded some pretty cool finds. One was a pre-Civil War sword, or bayonet, excuse me, pre-Civil War bayonet was found on one site where a group of us were hunting. Of course, the lock, the English lock, which they did a little more research. I called it Brit as soon as I saw it because of the crown on it. And under the reign of Victoria, Queen Victoria, it ran from 1838 to 1900-ish, but it was early, very early, and it will clean up rather nice.
It looks like it will. It looks like it will, and congratulations to Frank on that find. I was going to mention to John earlier when I was speaking to him that he should tell Frank that VR stands for very regular.
There you go.
And we've got Mike Boyles on with us too, I believe.
Yeah, guys, I'm here. I'm on the line. How you guys doing?
Tonight's the night for Florida to call in, apparently. Because we got everybody from Florida calling in, it seems like. So I guess
we had some great people. Yeah, I just wanted to call in to clarify with Barb, because I was standing right beside her when her name got called, and just minutes before she was like, if my number gets picked, I'm picking that bottom box out of the two that are left. And she got up there when they called her name. She didn't even realize it was her ticket until she was like halfway through the people. She gets up there and everybody's like, well, go ahead and pick. Go ahead and pick. And she froze up and she took the top box.
Indecision.
The nugget was in the bottom.
Indecision. Yeah, it'll get you every time. But kudos to all involved.
Kathy's outside right now.
The last I heard, it sounds like over the weekend there was $32,000 raised for Camp Freedom and the veterans. And that number will probably go up.
Today. Yep, that was confirmed again today.
That is phenomenal. That's above and beyond the $24,000 that was raised last year.
All right, I'm going to cut in here. I'm going to keep relaying some of these questions, and I won't answer all of them. I'll just kind of say what they are and pass it on to who I think is the best person to answer. So I'll answer the first one, since I was one of the ones that really wanted this Jeep that was up for auction. Gary Penta, if you're not familiar with Gary Penta, he makes some absolutely amazing miniatures of metal detecting and other metal detecting related things, like people in fields metal detecting, but they're all like, you won't believe how little they are. It's just amazing work he does. And he doesn't do it for any sort of profit. 100% of everything he makes gets donated everywhere that he decides to give it to. And question from Janet Chapman, who won the Jeep? Well, unfortunately, it was not me. It was not Shelley, who was also in the running for it, or really, really wanted it. And then D.A. Frank also really, really wanted it. He also did not. So I honestly do not know who it was. I just know it wasn't the three of us.
Yeah, nobody seems to know.
Question.
They're mysterious.
Yeah, yep. Phil Bortner, did Barb hide under a rain poncho in the middle of the field? I'm going to let Chuck take this one.
I heard rumors. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that up in the air. I'll let Barb answer that.
I didn't hear anything about that.
No. So that could be a myth.
Well, you just never know.
Yeah, so that's the thing about these events is you'll hear things. Sometimes they're true.
Sometimes maybe not.
So, yeah.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. Sometimes they're just urban legends. You never know. So next question is from Mike Lacklement. What is the most popular detector used at FH8? We'll let Frank take this one.
The Equinox 800 is what was pretty much used during the hunt, and found lots and lots of coins and for the dig. And
Yeah, but everybody was pretty much using 800s, and yeah, it's very, very good machine, and if you don't have one, you should get one because they're amazing.
What other detectors did you see?
They find cool old locks too.
Everything. Apex, Macro. Yeah. Couple days.
Yeah, couple of days. Yep.
Probably
But
some
mostly
AT Pros.
800s.
I know there was at least one
Yeah,
CTX.
Apex is for sure. Yeah, there was one. Yes. The CTXs. Yes. Yep.
I know Audra today, with her Technetics machine, she found an 1854.
Sorry, are you there?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, I just wanted to pass along. I know that Audra Thomas from Jersey History Hunter, she found them were the up. Here you go.
Yeah, you name it, it was there. Yep. There was not, I mean, all brands were represented, yep, but the overwhelming majority was Equinox. And of course, there were no legends to run. They had a demo.
They had one at the booth. Yeah.
Yep. And that was it there. And I will say something here. Barb's artwork, her glass was amazing. Yep. And she made some pretty good bucks for the hunt too. So everybody put into it. Even some of the people in the background had little raffles going, and they were 75 to 100 to a couple $100.
So we didn't need that homemade cross.
Yeah. She made a homemade Veterans Cross, and she raffled that, and it was just everybody jumped in and poured their hearts and souls into this hunt. And hats off to Dan DeMarco and Greg Papalo and all the guys helping, Michael Boyle, everybody pitched in some way to make this a success. And then when things were being drawn and that, Dan pulled me aside. When you're up there, I want you to talk to them. Dan doesn't want to get up on the mic, and he was up there with me, but wanted to know if they wanted to have it up at that same site again for next year and maybe do 2 seated hunts. There was talk. They're looking at different sites. It could move to South Carolina. I'm not sure.
I think honestly, it would be a great idea to either have 2 of them,
yeah,
or move it.
Yeah.
As much as you all that as the people that currently live here in Florida, that's great for you. But the rest of us are sometimes driving. I mean, I drove 22 hours to get here. People from the East Coast drove 18, 19. Karen Kosupski from Vermont drove 21 hours. So I mean, put it maybe in the middle. South Carolina, and that would, be a happy medium for everybody. Everyone's got to drive a little bit, kind of share the pain.
Yeah.
I'd be a real big advocate.
It's a long haul down here, and
even if you're flying, there's a lot of, you might get hung up in the weather, and some people were, I told my story. I came down a couple days early and stayed in Tennessee because I did not want to face what you all had to face last year, where you had that huge ice storm right before the hunt, and people got turned away at the state line by the troopers.
Wherever they have it, it should be good.
Yeah, and we could have one here and one in South Carolina.
Right.
All right, we got some more questions rolling in. Knock on a couple pretty quick here. One, it's good to see Barb made it back home. Very good that you made it safe. Fred Stedler is asking about Deus 2s. I personally did not see a Deus 2. Okay, yeah, doesn't sound like anybody had them. And then there was also a question from Shannon Bortner asking if any of us swung the Legend. Well, the 3 of us were running a booth, and the 3 of us were also getting harassed
no time for that
by Gary Drayton, KG, and Ringy, and they would just not leave us alone. We had the celebrity in our tent, and everybody wanted to come and see Frank, and they were just in our hair.
And Terry Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Terry Shannon was at the booth.
I can say that I saw the guy doing his best with the different coins at different steps, and that thing was going off as quick as you could snap your fingers. You were getting the return. Bing, 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 all the way down. It was really just lightning fast. I was very impressed with what I saw.
The Legend.
With the gentleman.
They had no demos of Deus there at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you guys didn't catch that, he was saying that it sounded like they had some very good response time. Dwight Colin was running it, and he was able to kind of watch that as he was doing it. Fred Studler is asking about the sausage bread. Was it there? Yeah, it was there.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah,
I'll let you take
freaking
over
had
here.
5 loaves.
If you have, keep rolling with questions, guys. We got some good ones coming.
I had 5 loaves with me, and they were gone as soon as I started handing them out.
I'm just playing with you, Michael. But I didn't know if there was going to be like a specific time, like be in front of this booth at 1 o'clock. That's when I'll be handing it out. And I was out in the field swinging after lunch, and apparently that's when you handed it out, and it was gone in a matter of milliseconds. So maybe next time.
Yeah, next time I'm going to have to mass produce it and probably double the order, get 12 of them.
Clear some L's or something.
That's all right. I keep missing out on it too, Scott.
I'm going to give this one to Frank. Shannon Bortner's asking if the horse's back is okay.
Well, I think it should be straight by now, I hope. I mean, there was a bow there in the middle as he come through the gate at lunchtime. And but yeah, I think he's okay. I think the horse is, so
that was really kind of.
But it was different for sure.
Yeah, a little bit of Aspercream, he'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go, for sure.
Or maybe some Frank's wine.
And that works.
All right. So there was a comment from KG that just cracked me up about that. I can't remember exactly how it went, but it was on that post, and KG said, man, it's like John Wayne and Buck Rogers and somebody else all wrapped into one.
That nice.
KG being KG.
Right.
There was no pig wrestling this year. It was horseback riding, apparently.
No, there was not.
About the pig.
But the storm in the sky did show up in my memories today.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I thought about sharing it briefly. But then, I don't know. I saw something shiny. Who knows? My mind just went completely the other way, and I forgot all about it until now.
Yep. So we're caught up on questions. Keep asking them. That's great. We're getting some good questions here. So on a little bit more serious note, so yes, we did have an absolute true legend of metal detecting with us, besides Chuck, of Terry Shannon in the booth with us. And I'll tell you what, I got spoiled with the amount of time I got to spend with him. I think I talked to him for... Sorry, we have some chair issues with Chuck here. No, I got to talk with him for probably well over an hour of my day. And it was just a blessing to be able to do that. And I got a couple of coins from him that I bought, and got his other 2 books that I didn't have, and he signed them for me. But just swapping life stories with him, just even like he got into even, just to show his true self, some of his regrets in life, and I shared some of mine, and how they get us to where we are today, that type of thing. I mean, it was just absolute, a treasure in itself to be able to talk to him like I did. And
absolutely,
I think we'll have a friendship, definitely down the road, not just at the event. And it's like that with a lot of the detectorists that were there over the weekend. It's not about, who's going to find the best find or who's going to become a celebrity from finding a lock. It's all about the troops. It's all about the troops, the veterans that we're helping, the 22 veterans a day, the suicide prevention awareness, that kind of thing. And that's what it's really all about. And yeah, to up the 24,000 from last year and raise 32, that it's just amazing in itself. I'm going to check the feed here and pass it back to Chuck for the next. Let's have a KG and Ringy story.
Well,
all right. He's going to share a KG or Ringy story here.
Before he shares that story, does Frank know what the lock rang up at on his Equinox and how deep it was?
a 17.
Nice.
Number 17, it rang up.
Not
I
bad.
thought, well, you know what? It was constant, steady, 6 inches down, and I go, I'll go for it. And then I pulled it out of the ground, and I didn't know what the heck it was because it was all balled up with dirt and stuff. And I walked over and handed it to Chuck, and he had it in his hand, and he flipped it just the right way at the right time. And I was going to tell him, I go, it's and he already stuck his finger through the, like where the lock, the hasp. Yeah, for sure. And I go, yeah, padlock. Yeah, that's what it was. And then Chuck kind of worked on the little plate there, and all of a sudden this crown come popping up, and I goes, oh my God, that looks old. And it was.
Yes, it does, and it was very
So anyway, here's Chuck.
Frank hands it to me. I'm looking in, and I swung it around, and I went, I know what this is. Pop that out, and I said, you got a lock, buddy. But then I started working on the hasp, and that's brass. And we think there's brass and iron, and it will clean up nicely. And I've already talked with the master, Frank Lapergallo, and we're going to do some cooking on it and clean it carefully and preserve it.
Yeah, Frank was hoping to get a look at that, but it had completely slipped his mind. He was getting hounded himself. You know how it is with celebrities, and I forwarded him a picture
all day between. Okay. And he wanted to know if it was solid brass. I don't think it's all solid brass, but the key, I saw, I cleaned the keyhole a little bit, and it's an anchor key. It's a different style of key. It's basically two wings on the side, and it looks like an anchor keyhole. And as soon as I saw that, I said, this one's old, buddy. This is getting way back there. And I said, pretty nice dig. And it was fun. And then that was the day before the actual Florida hunt. 2 days before the Florida hunt, I spent the day with Terry Shannon, and amazing things that he has recovered down there. And we went down to the beach. I loaded him up in the truck, and we headed out, and we checked a couple spots. And he says, I got a place to go. And we went on down, and we found stuff. And that was my find of the week. I dug up a real.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then he looked at it and he said, here's the story I want you to give everybody. You were out with the famous Terry Shannon. You found a real that's not a real. It's a fake real. And finally we cleaned it up. It was crusted up pretty bad. And it's a copy.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's all right. It was still fun. And I kind of figured that. I'd found one of those before on another beach that had been pitched out there. And he says it's not uncommon. They'll come down, they'll throw them out by the handfuls.
Oh, yeah, just to see people get excited.
But this was in the water line. And but the one thing hurting us, we had hard east winds, huge surf, and it was sanding in badly.
Yeah, it would. That's unfortunate.
But we had a great time. We really did. And you will not find a finer gentleman anywhere. And he sat in the booth all day, and he did pretty good with his books and people coming through, and he stayed pretty busy. He had quite the display set up. And then KG and Ringy had to stop by, and Gary Drayton, and we were busy with those guys in there. And we had Steve Pacifico stop in, and Frank came by, and the place was crowded. We had a good time. It was had by all. And then KG and Ringy walked in. We're going to do a group picture, and all the stuff set up on the table. You know, we've got stuff for sale. We had a little bit of display items. They're taking stuff, and they're doing their crazy stuff with it. And you know, and then I got John in there, and he's messing with them, and Frank's just standing there shaking his head. And then Kevin Smoot Squatch brother standing behind him with his arms crossed, looking at him, shaking his head. They just get into stuff like two kids.
Right. You can't control them.
No. So, and it was a great day had by all, and great attendance. The weather was amazing. The weather was actually, yeah, well, a little bit of drizzle, and then after that it cleared off, and it started to warm up about 10, and it got rather comfortable, and just wasn't cold or hot at that point. It was just a nice, comfortable day, and everybody was out digging, and I saw finds from a complete bicycle tire with inner tube still on it come walking by.
Good
to
grief.
Some coins and different stuff. Oh yeah. And the young man that found it was like 9 years old, and his dad was like, "Oh my God!" He's carrying it back to over to the building there, and they took it out of circulation. It was a very old bicycle tire, and it was just kind of fun. And we had a lot of kids in attendance this year versus what I saw last year, and that's good too because that gets them interested in it. They had their seated hunt. They started at 10 o'clock, didn't it, Frank? Yeah, 10 to 12. And they were working that. Lunch was after that, and then more hunting. And then they ran a few minutes late getting started on the drawings, didn't they? On the raffles. And that went right to dark, past dark.
Oh, I imagine last year it ran on for quite some time, too.
Yes, it did. But they started right on time at 3 o'clock last year, and that still ran late. And they were very, very, very pleased with the attendance and the outcome and the monies raised. And it was just a good, friendly day to have everybody out detecting, connecting, this kind of stuff. I'm going back to John for questions. Here you go.
All right. So, the question was from Shannon Bortner. What other relics did we find, or did we hear about being found on the property? I know KG and Ringy were talking about a couple buckles that they found part of the camp. I know that there was in the north part, barber was found. I assume dime. I'm not sure on that one. And it seemed like everybody was finding little things here and there, whether it was a button or whatever it may be. Oh yeah, plenty of head stamps as always, but nothing too terribly crazy. As you know, I'll go into a personal story here. As you know, I revealed the Relicom's new graphics with the crazy spider stuff on it,
which looked very sharp, I might add.
Yes, thank you. So anyway,
story behind that. What I did and didn't know.
Oh, yeah. I pulled in. Yep. So I pulled in, and before I don't even think I got out of the Jeep yet, and Chuck had already taken a picture and threw that sucker online with his logo. And I'm like, "Did you just post that online?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like,
"He's pretty quick."
That was what I was revealing this weekend. I was like, "You just revealed it for me, buddy." I was like, "That's okay though." And he's like, nope, I feel bad. And he took it down. And so I posted right away so that way he could repost his. No, but anyway, the plan was I had a plan with Debbie with Mine Lab, and we were going to pull our two Jeeps up, the Mine Lab Jeep and my Jeep, and we were going to get a photo in the Mine Lab booth. We had talked about that since like last year. And so that was why I wanted to make sure I had the graphics on there and everything was looking good. And I got lucky and I had about 15 to 20 minutes of one-on-one time with Gary Drayton, just chatting and swapping stories, that kind of thing. And anyway, I went and got the Jeep, and when I pulled up, all I hear, because I have my window down, all I hear is Gary from a distance. He goes, "Relicon? That's cool." And so I get it pulled up, and then he comes up and he's like looking at the graphics. He's like, "Man." He's like, "This is something else." Like I think he really liked it. So that was cool. And then we took a couple photos, and we'll see where those get put. I know I put mine out there, but
yeah, very sharp photo with the two Jeeps.
Seated hunt. Shannon Bortner again. Seated hunt. Dig. What was all dug up? Well, yeah, I'll pass this one to Frank, and he should have some examples from other people too.
Well, I got a Walker half that everybody was in the middle, and I got a late start like always when these hunts get going and stuff, and so I just started walking down the middle, and almost halfway there, all of a sudden I got a good hit. I can't remember what the heck, 34, 35, I think it was, and it was only 4 inches down, and here flipped it over, and there was a Walker half, and then I got like a 1930 Wheatie, and then 3 Steel Lincolns, the newer ones. And that was it, but hey, and then I had to turn around and head back because my hips were starting to bother me again. So then for the long ride, I didn't want to have to deal with that, so I gave up. But hey, I did find stuff, but there was a lot of stuff found, and it was like Mine Lab, challenge coins, and I mean, it was some neat stuff found, and even
cool.
at the hunt, even somebody found a gold cross or something. Somebody found a gold cross that hasn't been, it was lost before or not. They didn't bury that. Beautiful gold cross, man. That thing was really, really shiny. So, but yeah, there was a lot of stuff found, and good time, and a lot of kids out there this year. That was kind of cool too. So, but anyway, I'll give her back to John for more questions.
All right. I know I saw the question, and trying to scroll through everybody here, I did not catch who it was from. But it's a question about what was served as meal there. So they did cater. I will pass this over to get this answered. Hold on a second.
Yeah, so you had your choices of like pulled pork, pulled chicken. You had fries, chips. Yeah, big sausages. Yeah, hot dogs,
chicken
sausages,
tenders,
fries.
hot dogs,
yep. Chicken tenders.
dogs.
Yep. Yeah, big chicken tenders. It was catered on Saturday. That was included with your ticket, but Sunday, because Sunday was the open go. If you want to come back and hunt on your own, that was you had to bring your own lunch or a backpack or whatever you had. So yeah, lunch was. I thought lunch was really good. You got plenty of food. You got a drink with it, and it was included with your ticket price.
Well,
my wife spoke. Go ahead.
If you had to bring your own lunch today should have been the day that Mike brought the sausage bread.
Well, you're reading my mind because that post is actually pending for Mike when he gets back to his desk.
Nice.
All right, you got more questions, John? I'm going to pass the phone back.
All right, not another question, but another funny story for you. Another one for the memory banks for the future. So breakfast this morning. Chuck got up and I don't even know where you went. I don't know. Anyway, Chuck got up and left for a little bit. In the meantime, this crazy spider guy decided to take his tea and just dump it everywhere, including Jill's lap.
Oh my!
And yep, and Mr. Frank over here. There was parties involved that said that Frank may or may not have tipped his end of the table up, so it ran her way and not his way.
Well, see, that's one of those where you just never know. You may have to keep an eye on him too.
Yeah, to be fair, I got most of it, but yes, I felt terrible that Jill got a little drenched too.
If he didn't use a straw, it wouldn't have happened.
So I we'll just say the waitress got told that somebody needs a sippy cup
and a refill.
And no Bill Hayes. There was not too much wine involved. That was first thing this morning at breakfast.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. That would be one way to start the day.
Folks, if you save a little vacation now, it's not even been thought out yet where it may be. It could be in South Carolina.
Right.
So it's maybe changing venues this year.
Right.
It'll still be good. I mean, we had Buddy Webb there. We had the DA boys. You had KG and Ringy. You had Gary, Gypsy, Jules. We had Jen. She was there walking around and talking with people. And, of course, Dwight Cullen was there. And he is another grand emissary in our hobby. He's really, really a good guy to deal with. I really think a lot of him and all of them. They're all there to promote our hobby and try to do. Sorry, Frank's phone's going off over here. He can't. Yep.
Right.
And
autograph requests.
Terry Shannon.
Right.
What's that? Yeah, we had Terry Shannon there. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't believe the amount that were there, and probably 500 hunters.
Oh, I'd say we were right about there. Yeah.
Right around 500 hunters, and they threw in and supported the raffles and the site, and it was just phenomenal. And the little area around Melrose and out in that area, it really impacts them. I mean, some of us stay right in the Gainesville area, but many stay out there's a couple of hotels out closer to the venue that fills them up, and it's good for the economy and wherever it would be. So it does have an impact. It has a great impact on our hobby, showing us support something. It has a great impact on the community it lands in, and a great impact on everybody that goes there on the camaraderie and friendship that's shown.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a side note, even if it does change venue, from what I understand, that does not change the cause.
No. As far as we know, no. And vendors, there were more vendors there this year. If you needed something, it was pretty readily available.
Unless you needed an ugly box.
Yeah, and there were ugly boxes, but the thing is I usually don't go with any detectors. I tell them, if you need a detector, we'll sit down and talk. I can ship it right to your door. But right. I take shovels, extra shafts, dig tools, pinpointers, coil protectors, extra 800 batteries, extra all that stuff. And before we even got going, I was sold out of stuff, extra 6-inch coils. I mean, they just come in. I forgot my shovel. I broke this. I need that. You got this. You got that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And they're looking at me going, really? Yes, I am. I come to help you stay in the field.
Right. This ain't your first rodeo. You come prepared.
No, that's right. And then you get to have some great people around, and they help you out also. And, well, maybe help you out. If you put KG and Ring in there, you have to do a head count of everybody after everything leaves.
Right, it could be a free-for-all.
Those days are 2 kids. They get into everything, watch what's going on. Just constant. It's a good time. You got fresh questions? Here you go. I'm going back to John.
Uh-oh.
All right, more of an answer without really saying the question. Barb, you know the question. And we'll talk about that offline. That's not appropriate for the radio. Barb. No. Anyway, no. I'm just joking. But no, I just had another KG story that I think everybody will get a kick out of. Last night we were at dinner with the 2 bros, and I said, so KG. He's like, yeah? Like, so how long have you had the nickname KG? And he's like, well, it honestly goes back before I was ever on TV, before any of that stuff. Yep. And he's like at probably 13, 14 years or more.
Yep.
And so later this year, what was really cool at the event is the Alaska trip that we're taking this coming year. There's 20 of us going, and 8 of us were there, and that includes KG and Ringy. They're coming with us. And one thing that has been getting discussed very strongly is that we're going to have new nicknames for everybody. And so I filled him in on that. I said, so you understand that in Alaska, you're going to have a new nickname. How do you feel about that? And he's like, oh, that's going to be awesome. He's like, wait a minute. I'm still going to be KG, King Gold. And so we all start kind of laughing about that. And he's like, well, maybe it'll be KN, King Nugget. So he's like thinking of names for himself. I'm like, no, we're going to name you. And then he's talking about, these two, this big softball-sized gold nugget he's going to be carrying around with him. And then he starts talking about how he's going to take it everywhere with him. And then he had this idea that he's going to be like Castaway, and like they have Wilson the volleyball on there. Well, he's going to draw a face on his gold nugget, and instead of Wilson, it's going to be Nugson is the name of his gold nugget. And so I told him, I said, I already got your nickname. It's going to be Big Bull. So Ringy got a real big kick out of that one. It looks like Chuck has another story here.
I'm going to find that hilarious if one of them comes back named Rusty Nail.
Well, Mark Hoover and Gary Penna put the page up on our trip, our Alaska trip, and I've been throwing some things on it and that. And then Mark called me up, and he says, everybody has to have a new nickname for the hunt. And we've been working on one for Frank. We're not going to reveal that yet. We've got to fine tune this new nickname for the celebrity Frank. And then
we're not going to jump the gun.
Right. No. With the new celebrity status comes this is all responsibility.
And I think is Mark on tonight? Is Mark on?
I think I saw him in the chat earlier.
Get him to call in. We can talk about that a little bit. And Mark and Gary, and it was great. History Seekers, Mark represented it well, and he gave that beautiful watch out, and I was 5 numbers away from it. Doggone it.
Oh, so close.
Mark, so close, but that's all right. Beautiful watch. And he worked real hard promoting. I mean, everybody throws into this to make it what it was, and each year it is getting better.
Right.
And hats off again to Greg and Dan and all the rest of them, and the manufacturers and the vendors and the raffles, and Ronnie DeGhetto put a beautiful gold piece in there, and it raffled well. They worked it real hard. The gold nugget did fantastic for the group. It was just great. Everybody threw in to help the organization, and that's what that was about.
Right. And between the, I believe it was an MS-65 Morgan and the gold coin that Ronnie donated, that brought in $2,320, if I remember right.
Yep, just shy of $2,400. The nugget brought in $1,000.
Nice.
We gave him $1,000. So I was very tickled with that. They were tickled with the gold coin. I mean, there's raffles for a lot of other things, and the watch, that was outstanding. And that Jeep that Mr. Penna did, and some of his other stuff that he raffled. He had a little miniature TV you can slide a phone in, and they were doing that, watching KG and Ringy TV shows on it in this little small little TV. That's kind of a cool story, and then all those guys' efforts, and Mark is as big an emissary of it all. We even had Mark Tomiski from Calico showed up and was walking around. It was good. I mean, it was very good. I can't say enough about all the work that goes into this.
Yeah, a lot of time and effort goes into it, but once again, very well
Somehow
done.
We're going to have to get Mr. Josh Kimmel down there.
It's farther for you than it is for me. Ohio is no farther.
And if it goes over to South Carolina, it's a lot closer.
That's right. We just pointed due east.
We're back to John now.
Uh-oh, more questions.
All right, Chuck Martin was asking the total money raised. If you didn't hear, we just talked about it a little bit ago, but it was $24,000 last year, and we upped it to $32,000 this year.
Right, and I would suspect that in the coming days we may hear that number go up again, which is
That's
awesome.
right. I think it will. And I forgot to mention, I got to meet Chuck Martin. We hung out together and we went over at the meet and greet, and I got a good picture of him and KG and Ringy. I'm sitting here with Mr. Scott McClory. I got to meet a bunch of the group there, and Kevin Smoot was there. We're bringing new people in all the time, and it's grown, and Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound was well represented. And if you look close at that picture of him and KG and Ringy, you'll see he is wearing your T-shirt from Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to go back and look now. He snuck that in on me.
Yeah, blowing up real big, huge, and you can see it. And Chuck was having a good time, I think. And we talked quite often, and he was hanging out, and we had a good time.
Yeah, we sat up by the pool.
Yeah, he was right here at the infamous Gatortown Inn.
That's right.
Right.
Yep. where you see some guys, you see some old guys dragging around the day after going, damn, my legs hurt.
Yeah.
And that's a true story.
It's a workout.
Got anything else going there, John? Nothing new. Okay.
It is definitely a workout.
Miss Barb? Yeah. And Scott says he met her for the first time.
Chuck Martin.
Yep. Yep. So
all the DA people.
All the DA people.
Can you dig it people? Everyone pretty much.
Can you dig it? Yep. It was a good time. It was a good time.
See, I'm all incognito, so I can sneak in there on him, and he'd be none the wiser.
There you go. So I think it should grow some more from all these sites, and we get to put faces with the names.
Yeah, and that's a very good point you make.
Oh, I don't. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And the one other thing was the meet and greet was a pretty good deal too. That was that was great. They had it out, kind of an outdoor venue. Yeah. It was nice. It was really nice and a little cool, a little kind of drizzly for a while, but it was all right. It went very, very well, and everybody kind of mingled, had a good time, picked up their packets. They had a live band playing, and the food was good.
Yeah, I thought the band was excellent.
Band did a good job. We had a good time that night. So party hardy before the day, and then try to get down early and get finished set up. And you're all on the hustle. I mean, you're just moving all the time. And poor Greg, right off the bat in the morning, he was going 65 directions at once. He was bouncing off the walls. And so was Dan. And others, all the other helpers and that kind of stuff. It was very nice.
It takes a lot of collaboration to pull off.
Taking bird photos?
Yeah.
Somebody just asked if Ringy was taking pictures of birds. I can't answer that. I didn't see him post anything. He's a bird lover. We don't know that. He
probably made some time somewhere along the line.
Yeah, well, they disappeared for a while. They went out doing some detecting, but nothing was revealed what they found.
Of course, did everybody check their phones after they were in your booth?
Yeah, I checked them. And Barb, to answer your question, you weren't listening well when I said all first responders. That included you too. And I'm running through the list of fire and police and EMS. EMS to me includes nurses.
Well,
hello.
At least somebody got her set straight.
Well, I don't mind telling her. I'll tell it like it is. I mean everybody. Because I stood up in front of the crowd.
Tell her to go review the video on your phone.
There you go. And Barb, you got one of the finest gold pan sets there is on the market today because I actually helped design that one.
That's right.
And
I'll bet she didn't know that.
Her artwork did real well. But I never did hear a final total of what she made.
I did not either. I'm sure it went well.
She was up there. She really outdid herself this year, and that was neat. And I bought tickets on it. I didn't win though.
Yeah, I'm sure there were a number of people that were hoping to have that.
So, but all the effort by everybody is well appreciated. Trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I said great job to all.
Okay. Any more questions out there? It's well worth your trip. It's a good vacation to get out that wintertime stuff. Let me tell you. Getting back into it from here going north may be an interesting trip home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Stan Borton with Lauren O'Reilly. What day are we all supposed to try to get home? Certainly Tuesday or Wednesday, it's not looking too good.
It's not looking good Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah. No, not at all.
I'm thinking of going home up over at St. Augustine for a day or two and then try and going home. So
I'll kind of let everything pass through.
Yeah, we got some wild weather coming down through the Midwest, and there's a couple days it's going to be pretty wet.
Oh yeah, I was watching that storm cell the other night, and I mean, we just got rain here, but you could see that it was just hammering Illinois with snow.
Yep, and so we're just going to take our time, but. Talking to him up at home today, talking to my son, it was 55 degrees.
I think we hit about 47 or so with the wind chill. Either way, though, I'll take it compared to the weather we've been having. Now, tomorrow we're supposed to be in the 50s, but it's 50s and rain.
Yep. And they've got, between us, in the Paducah area, southern Illinois, that area, they're posting flash flood warnings.
Oh yeah, we were getting the flood warnings too the other night when that storm cell came through. I have the flexibility of a couple days. I always plan that in. Right.
I plan the flexibility of a couple days. Any more questions, John? Not yet. Okay. Anything you want to say, Scott, Frank?
Did John get his gator nuggets?
Is that a euphemism?
Our gator nuggets, our gator nuggies happened tonight.
Nice.
This is a place that we had at last year a couple times, and we wanted to make a return trip there because it was really, really, really good seafood there. The cocktail sauce, I haven't had anything like that anywhere else I've ever been, and it'll put your tongue numb within about 5 seconds. It lasts for about 30 seconds, and then just goes away like nothing happened. It's very, very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah, Wahoo Seafood is the name of the place.
Yeah, I saw that. Matter of fact, I believe you made a post saying that they had a booth for Barb.
You okay? Yeah. Okay, good. He's doing pretty good.
Oh, yes. I had to think about what you're talking about. That was mounted on the wall right behind where we happened to sit, which was in a different spot than last year. So, no, I think Barb liked that, though. That was a little spot just for her.
Oh, I thought that was pretty good. Definitely. And it sounds like everyone ate well this weekend.
Yep. The celebrity that is riding with me had fish tacos tonight, so I'm really worried about the drive tomorrow.
Yeah, may want to travel carefully. We hope that you two travel safely and arrive home unharmed.
Yeah, we're going to bed right after this call and then getting up really early and seeing how far we can get. Expecting to probably have to stop somewhere. I always heard stories about that Chuck told about, Frank, even on just regular hunts, like forgetting something in his car or losing something in his car or whatever. And, now that I'm hauling all this stuff around, now I get why Chuck pawned him off on me, man. There is stuff all over my car that belongs to him.
There were people that unfortunately lost stuff at the hunt.
He's going to be tracking that down for a month.
No, I'm going to be tracking it down for a month.
And a GoPro somebody lost.
Well, yeah.
And a bag, belt. Yeah, some of the stuff was found by other people and turned in, and they, got back with whoever, but some stuff never was found.
Yeah, they're talking in the background here about
that's some pricey
all the
stuff
lost
to
and
lose
found that happened
too.
over the weekend, which unfortunately does happen, including a GoPro, from what I understand.
Yep,
yeah, I heard that.
Blind belts, everything. It happens. And
it does. It does happen. That's why DA Frank carries like 6 of everything.
On the side of his truck, he doesn't have room for 6 of everything.
I tell you what, one thing with Frank though,
that's because he's got 6 years of fines in the truck.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
There is an infamous story, where, I don't know how many years ago, where Chuck and Frank went up to Alaska, and Debbie with Mind Lab happened to be up there, and Debbie forgot a belt. And Frank, Mr. Ingenuity, had come up with a belt for her and saved her week. And anyway, the first night when we decided to bed down and stay north of Macon and then make the rest of the trip down, I realized I left my toothbrush on the counter at home and forgot to pack it. And, well, he happened to have like 16 toothbrushes on him, and so he gave me one of them.
Were they all used?
No, they weren't used. I should have guessed that question would come up.
Right.
So
he's
yeah,
probably
Frank,
going, here, you
as
can
much as
use
Frank-
this one. I use it to clean my fines.
As much as Frank has stuff everywhere, Frank also saves people's days. So I appreciate Frank greatly. And
Well,
I got to
nothing
return
wrong
the
with
favor because he forgot toothbrush, so he's been using mine. Or toothpaste. I'm sorry. Toothpaste. Whoa. We're not sharing toothbrushes here. We're not sharing toothbrushes. We're sharing toothpaste. Nothing else. All right, I'm passing this back to Chuck.
Oh, my gosh. Sharing a toothbrush. 2 girls, 1 cup.
That is too
Trials
funny.
and tribulations. Yes,
Right.
it is.
The
Well,
things you
anyhow.
have to deal with, Chuck.
Yes, you got no idea. I'm looking forward to the Alaska trip. I'm a little afraid of it also.
Right. Yeah,
If you know what I mean.
You're going, believe me, folks, the struggle is real.
Yes, it is. Trust me. And
Too much information.
you multiply it 19 times.
Right.
You got to just kind of hope like heck everything comes together. It's going to be a great one, and we're going to have a lot of fun. But
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of laughs.
I might be able to. I don't know. So, yes, there is. And this hunt was well worth the effort to come up to. We're going to have to look at timing and stuff for next year's. They're looking for you again. Here comes the chopper. And
they need a toothbrush.
I'm hoping I can make the hunt next year, but there's some things that are coming up. I don't know on timing, whether they're going to have it, when they're going to have it, but I would sure like to. But if they move to South Carolina, change the time a little bit, it might work out.
Right. Yep, we'll just have to wait and see, because obviously that's all yet to be announced and to be determined and decided on.
Well, there's a trip, an offer to go somewhere that I can't let everything out, but I'll be doing some diving, so, and it may coincide close to the Florida hunt trip, so I may not be there.
Ah. Well, there's nothing, nothing wrong with that. When you get the opportunity to do some diving, might as well.
Love you. And that's all I can say about that at this time.
Yeah. Right.
Hanging up to your luck. Okay, talk to you later. Love you. Luckily, you've been my best man for 14 years.
But it's a great getaway week. It really is. Hang with your friends, had a great time. And Miss Barb was in the tent, and I had a lot of other folks, and we had a good time. Everybody threw in to make it an awesome day.
Right. There's probably quite a few people starting to wonder if I'm not a figment of your imagination, because you've met me, but many of these others have not. Of course, I guess that means I'm a figment of Frank's imagination too. D.A. Frank.
D.A. Frank, right. Right. So
it's nice being incognito.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So if there aren't any more questions, I'll turn it back over to Frank and Scott and John, and they can finish up, and you guys have a safe one. Go out, hopefully, and stay dry. It sounds like now we're going to switch from all the cold and snow into a rainy season, which is normal, shortly. And,
right. With all the snow melting and the rain on top of it, yeah. I believe my yard has officially been declared a swamp.
Has it?
I'm pretty sure it's awful squishy out there.
Yeah. So I'll give the boys their last shot, and you guys stay safe, and I'll turn you over to John.
Well, safe travels to you and Jill.
Thank you.
All right, so wine was not involved with that, just so everybody knows. It was just a slip of the lip. Anyway, no, in all seriousness, though, like, we're excited that we were able to come out and just play a small role in helping raise money for the cause. And, wherever we end up next year, we end up. But glad that everybody that did make it made it, and the rest of you that didn't, just being here in spirit or just living vicariously through us. As I know that, everybody, in this group seems to have, a great heart, and I think everybody would want to, help any way that they could. So anyway, I appreciate the hobby and all of you out there. So that's my goodbyes. I will pass it on to Frank.
Well, all I can say, folks, is we all had a good time down here, and I met a lot of great people that that I chatted with and stuff, and found pretty good find. That was shocking to me for sure. And
right.
Nice. It was a nice trip coming down. Kind of wondering about heading home here tomorrow, but we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully we might be able to drive it straight through. I hope. Maybe. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So we're going to try to at least make it home.
Yeah, anyway, it's all weather permitting.
Otherwise, weather permitting, yes, but you just don't know this time of the year. But
that's right.
It was a great time. So, but anyway, that's all I got to say. And and anyway, I'll pass it on again.
Mr. Scott just wants to say, echo what everybody else said. Good trip, good times, good people for a great cause. Everybody opened up their hearts and their wallets, and to go from 24 to 32, that's a huge increase, and I'm sure it's going to continue, especially if we do 2 hunts next year, or just one big hunt. I'm sure that the work and the blood and sweat and tears of some of these people in this organization will continue to serve our vets, and they should. And so I don't want to start crying on the radio, but I love our vets, and we all do, and we all love our first responders.
Absolutely.
So let's keep doing it. And thanks for having us on tonight on behalf of the fearsome foursome. Apparently, that's our new nickname.
and it keeps getting bigger and better. But definitely safe travels to you, Scott, and to John and Frank and everyone else that's traveling back.
Good job.
And this just in from John. Apparently, get them quick, folks, but the celebrity is still signing autographs and distributing toothbrushes for the next 10 minutes.
There you go.
How'd you know about that? We got a line sitting out here. They're just waiting for the show to be over so we can finish up that session.
Right. Well, it's been a blast, and we're glad to have the reports and hear that everybody had such a great time. That is awesome to hear the amount that was raised, and everything just came together very, very smoothly. So safe travels to all of you.
Yeah, we got a little bit loud with the toothpaste slip up. We actually had a couple people come out to check on us.
Oh, well, who knows? Maybe they were looking for a toothbrush.
They might be.
It's hard to say. But you'll have to make sure that Frank gets all of his stuff collected in the Relicon so that he's not making you track it down for the next month.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a piece count when we get back to his home.
Right, sure inventory.
Right. Do
Definitely.
the proper split and make sure he has what he's supposed to have.
That's right. Definitely. Well, we certainly thank you all for taking the time to drop in and give us the update and the recap.
You're welcome, sir. It was a pleasure once again.
Yes. You all have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Josh.
Anytime.
Okay.
And also, congratulations to Fred. He had himself a 5 silver day out with the Deus 2 today. Very, very cool. Well, I believe that was today. Maybe it was yesterday and he just posted it today. But that post is up in the Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group. They can check it out there. And for Janet, who won the Terry Shannon book, that should be going out very shortly. And the sticker already went out. So that should be arriving shortly as well. Very, very cool sticker, too. So it sounds like everything went off without a hitch. Everybody had a blast. There was a lot of great things done for the cause. $32,000 and probably still climbing. That is awesome. Congratulations to everyone that was involved in that. Good job. Kudos to all. And we're going to get on out of here too. So, don't forget, Detect America, probably not tomorrow, but Mondays at 8 p.m., Shelley and Dawn with Can You Dig It? Thursdays at 8 p.m., both on the, I think Shelley and Dawn may be doing theirs off of YouTube now. But Frank and the gang will still be on Detect America, as far as I know. Until the next one, we're going to get on out of here, folks. Have a wonderful evening. And for those traveling back from Florida Hunt 8, travel safe. Make it home safe. We'll see you.